Disclaimer, most of the things you're about to hear in this video are complete jokes. We don't mean any harm to anyone, and you can enjoy whatever TV show you like. We also understand the irony of making fun of people that watch too many TV shows when we ourselves are just a bunch of losers sitting in our rooms all alone, no love, complaining about those same TV shows. Please enjoy the video, and please give us your thoughts in the comment section.
Are you a sheep? Do you find yourself parroting 63 IQ Redditor opinions? Do you find yourself basing your personality off of online movie reviews and Wikipedia plot summaries? Do you think things that sound corny make them deep and on point? Do you overanalyze children's books? Do you lack a loved one or significant other in your life? If so, you've come to the right place. The Definitive Opinion seeks to make irrefutable declarations on the stories and characters you hold dear to your heart. Sometimes, we feel like everyone on the internet is stuck in the matrix and we're the only ones that have broken out. Now, this has been the case for many internet events, such as the overly positive reception of The Midman 2022, the hate received by Batman vs Superman, and the condemning of Ezra Miller for his actions. Like, come on guys, he himself said the voices told him to do it. Plus, bro would have made the perfect reverse Flash at this point. It's called method acting. However, the one thing that stood out the most to us is none other than the wrongfully hated show, Teen Titans Go, or as we like to call it, Teen Titans GOAT.
Teen Titans GOAT is seen by the internet as nothing more than an abomination. Everywhere you go, people just non-stop trash this show. And at first, it seems like it may be for good reasons. Some of the reasons people hate on this show are the over-the-top goofiness, the unfaithful portrayal of the characters, the abuse of Robin, the fact that it took the original's place, etc., etc. We're not saying these don't happen in the show, but does it really make the show bad? No, it doesn't. In fact, these reasons make the show even more great.
First of all, we need to discuss these so-called free thinkers hating on this show. Now, we know that on this channel, we seek to destroy the Matrix and successfully feed everyone the red pill. Our goal is to completely rid the world of these so-called wiki-warrioring free thinkers and replace them with actual free thinkers. So please, before you go on any further into this video, we recommend you take the red pill and watch this with an open mind. Forget any other opinion you read or heard from some 14-year-old Redditor that has probably not taken a shower in years and probably not even watched the original Teen Titans show, nor Go himself. Now that you've calmed yourself and realized there's more to life than children's shows, let's look at the situation with both an open mind and open eyes. The original Teen Titans show was cancelled and is going to stay cancelled, regardless if Go keeps going or not. So, if you're one of those elitists that cries about the fact that Go took the original spot, wake up. Break out of the Matrix. Go was literally an extra thing given to you ungrateful, no shower taking, no deodorant using DC fans. Something worth mentioning, though, is the fact that we both had the Teen Titans Go sucks mentality for a long time. It wasn't until we watched a couple episodes on a whim that we realized that the show was actually god tier. Evidently, this echo chamber is very easy to fall into, especially for people that watch the old show or are very into comic book culture. It's very easy to get a heightened sense of self-worth and feel better for not watching the new, more sacrilegious shows. But if we all just drop the egos, the community would realize that the show is actually much better than the original show. Yes, you heard that right. We think Teen Titans Go is better than Teen Titans. Let us explain.
To start off, Teen Titans GOAT has probably one of the best writing teams in the world. Like, without a question of doubt in my mind, some of these episodes that they be putting out are just out of this world. The reason behind this inherent meat writing is definitely due to the situational comedy which the show uses to its advantage. Instead of focusing solely on comic book storylines, the writers think of creative ways to integrate these beloved characters into comical storylines, which has no real consequences. The writers themselves understand that, and they go with it. They literally do not care about the faithfulness of the characters, as, first of all, it's a children's show, and we all know no one actually cares deep down, which makes the stories so much more enjoyable, as it allows us to experience these characters in a dichotomy of both mundane and over-the-top scenarios. As an example, let's take a look at one of my favorite episodes where Robin makes the perfect sandwich only for it to get stolen, and then Robin assumes that it was stolen by aliens and pledges to find this sandwich. So here already from this crazy setup, we can see that these writers have absolutely no limits on what they can come up with, and making any episode so exciting to unravel. What starts off as a simple setup of Robin losing his sandwich gets expanded to a ridiculous explanation which allows the story to progressively get more wackier, with Robin and the rest of the Titans traveling through time and to a different planet to learn more about what happened. So after listening to that plot premise, please do not lie to us and say that this show is mid. It is literally unequivocally peak fiction, and at a level which other writers can only dream of. Furthermore, not only do we see that Go has solid creative writing, but another reason why the show is so goddamn goated is mainly due to its accessibility. Due to the silly characterization of the ensemble, the characters are very simplistic in nature and tone, allowing for literally anyone to watch the show and enjoy it, rather than having to continuously watch a mind-boggling amount of content to understand storylines. The discontinuous nature of these stories elevate them as it leads to unpredictable endings and plot developments which are way more interesting. Yet, we still need to be imperative that these writers still work in subtle character development for the total cast, where there are some inherent values that are adopted at the end of each episode. So it proves that the characters are not just static jokes, but are actually progressing throughout the plot, just going to show how strong and insanely overpowered this writing team is. They're not only able to take a goofy off concept, but they are able to create an actually fully fleshed out story out of it, which is literally the most impressive writing.
A big complaint we see is people complaining about the transformation of the characters and how it's not only unfaithful, but cringe. Bots often refer to the Teen Titans Go characters as watered down versions of the original show, and this just doesn't make any sense as an argument. How much of a nerd do you have to be to think that there can only be one version of a character that can never be explored or experimented with? Plus, how are they even watered down? Their iconic features are literally even more pronounced in Teen Titans Go than the OG show. These bots like to constantly complain about their beloved characters getting tarnished like the geeks they are because their whole personality and well-being depends on fictional cartoon characters. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to kill myself if they don't manage to create real-life clones of Starfire and Raven, but my asshole would never be aching as if I just got plowed by a 10-inch dildo at the sight of one series cartoon characters being made slightly funnier and goofier. Thing is, the irony of one series characters becoming complete jokes is what makes the show so goated. Knowing Robin went from Sigma male Giga Chad who fucks 5 different girls a week to someone who would buy Amaranth's OnlyFans subscription with the money he makes from letting Starfire peg him is what makes this show so funny. If there were no prior expectations to subvert, the actions the characters do would not be as funny. I would just love for these people to look at themselves in the mirror for 1 second and clean up the cum that is infused into their neckbeards from jacking off to cartoon characters for so long. Please, for the love of everything, go outside and find joy and purpose in the more meaningful things in life.
Loki, not gonna lie, we see the Robin abuse, but doesn't matter at the end of the day. Some of y'all need to relax with how much you guys are overplaying this. A kid's show abusing a character should not be the end-all be-all. The whole point of it is to be ironic and create comedy through said irony. You guys need to understand that the target audience will not remember this heading into the next day. Guys, the next thing they have on their schedule is nap time, not analytical character studies. Moreover, if you really think about it, any representation at this age is a W for the character going down the line. Because if you think about it, right, if you can associate the character to any sort of actual emotion, it will be easier for these apes to digest more content containing the characters. So when we get wackier interpretations of the characters on the small screen, it helps convert into actual fans of the characters, leading them to learn more and understand the actual story behind them, which creates lifelong fans. So chill. If you think about it, when you were a little bum in diapers and toys, playing around with your little action figures, did you ever have a random neck-bearded Redditor pull up to your house and say, well, actually, that's not what Robin would do. See, the way you should play with your action figures is like this. You should only circumduct his arm 45 degrees, not 50 degrees. If you actually read the comics, you would know that Robin has chlamydia on his left elbow, allowing for a lack of movement. So please, just chill with how the show abuses certain characters, because first of all, it doesn't matter. I get if you grew up with the characters, but it should not come down to this. This medium is an interpretation of the original works in a satirical manner for children and serves as a hook for future DC fans, not the definitive character study written by Shakespeare and directed by Hitchcock.
Now let's just chill out and have some fun laughing at the super serious cartoon watching critics on Reddit.
The whole point of this video is to understand that these shows are completely different and that you can't really come to a comparison between the two of them. Rather, you just need to accept that the show is just infinitely more entertaining, so drop the ego and shut up. Also, some of you guys have kids, so please check up on them and make sure that your wife is doing well.